Believing in the power of dreams is the first and most essential step toward achieving anything extraordinary in life. Dreams are not just fantasies, they are the seeds of future success, the guiding lights that push us forward even in the darkest of times. I often say, if you can dream it, you can do it. It's more than just a catchy phrase, it's a mindset that has shaped my journey. When I was a young girl growing up in a small town in India, I never imagined that one day I would be standing on international platforms, representing my country in pageants, films, and even as a global ambassador for various causes. I wasn't born into a family of celebrities or public figures, but I had a dream that was bigger than any obstacle or limitation. I dreamed of being on stage, of making a mark in the world of entertainment, and of breaking barriers that women like me had never been encouraged to cross. In fact, when I first entered the world of beauty pageants, I faced a lot of skepticism. Many people thought I was too young, too inexperienced, or too unconventional to succeed. But my belief in my dream was stronger than any doubts others had. I believed that I had something unique to offer, that my journey was my own, and that I was capable of achieving what seemed impossible to others, and I did. I won the Miss World title at the age of 18, and it was one of the first steps in realizing that dreams are powerful enough to shape your future. Dreams fuel passion. They ignite the fire inside you to work hard, stay focused, and never give up even when things get tough. But dreams are not passive. They require action. Just dreaming won't get you anywhere unless you are willing to put in the hard work, the sacrifices, and the persistence necessary to turn them into reality. That's why belief in your dream is so important. It keeps you going even when you encounter roadblocks. Your dream becomes your motivation, your driving force. When you truly believe in the power of your dreams, you open yourself up to endless possibilities. You stop listening to the noise of negativity and self-doubt, and instead, you start listening to your inner voice that tells you that anything is possible if you're willing to fight for it. The power of dreams isn't just about having lofty aspirations. It's about having the courage to pursue them relentlessly. Breaking through your comfort zone is often the hardest but most rewarding part of any journey toward success. Comfort zones are the places where we feel safe, where everything is familiar and predictable. But while this safety net can feel reassuring, it's also the place where growth and transformation go to die. To achieve the impossible, you must be willing to step out of this zone, confront the unknown, and take risks. When I made the decision to leave Bollywood, a thriving career that I had built from scratch, to venture into Hollywood, it was terrifying. I was stepping into an entirely new world, one where I wasn't known, and my abilities as an actor were untested. I didn't know if I would succeed, or if my career would even take off in a foreign industry. But I realized that in order to grow, I had to challenge myself. Staying in my comfort zone would only limit me, and I would never know what I could achieve unless I was willing to take that risk. It's not easy to let go of what you know, to walk away from a secure future and embrace uncertainty. But growth only happens when we push ourselves beyond the boundaries we've set. If you constantly surround yourself with things that are comfortable and familiar, you'll never expand your horizons. Taking that first step outside of your comfort zone is a powerful act of courage. It means choosing discomfort and uncertainty, knowing that on the other side lies a version of yourself that is stronger, wiser, and more capable. When I moved to Hollywood, I faced rejection and doubt. People questioned if I could adapt, if I could succeed in a space that was dominated by new faces and different cultural expectations. But instead of retreating back to what was familiar, I leaned into the discomfort. I knew that each challenge I faced was an opportunity to learn and grow. And with every step I took, I was one step closer to proving that anything is possible if you're brave enough to try. Breaking through your comfort zone is about trusting yourself and your abilities. It's about understanding that the rewards of stepping into the unknown far outweigh the temporary discomfort of leaving what you know behind. Every time you challenge yourself, you discover new strengths and open doors that you never thought were there. That's when the impossible becomes possible. Failure is often seen as a setback, something to be avoided at all costs. However, in my journey, I've learned that failure is not the end. It's actually a crucial part of success. Failure teaches us lessons that success can never provide. It forces us to reassess, reevaluate, and find new ways to move forward. When you embrace failure as fuel for growth, you understand that each stumble is an opportunity to rise stronger and more determined than before. I've had my share of failures. I've been rejected for roles, told that I wasn't good enough, or that I didn't fit the mold. There were times when I felt discouraged and questioned whether I was on the right path. But instead of letting those moments defeat me, I chose to learn from them. Every failure, whether big or small, became a stepping stone for me to improve. It wasn't always easy, and at times it felt like the universe was testing my resolve. But I knew that if I allowed myself to be defined by failure, I would never achieve the impossible. What I've realized over time is that failure doesn't define us. How we respond to it does. It's how we pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and keep moving forward that ultimately shapes our success. Each failure offers a chance for introspection and growth. It forces you to ask, what went wrong? What can I do differently next time? And through this process, you learn new skills, build resilience, and develop a deeper understanding of what works and what doesn't. Failure also builds character. It teaches humility and patience. It reminds you that no one has a perfect path to success. The journey is filled with twists and turns, and sometimes it's the mistakes and missteps that end up teaching us the most valuable lessons. I've learned to not fear failure, but to embrace it. I see it now as a mentor that points me in the direction of improvement and self-awareness. So if you fail, don't despair. Use it as fuel to push harder, to evolve, and to refine your approach. Failure doesn't make you weak, it makes you stronger. And when you learn to embrace it, you'll find that it's not something to be feared, but something to be celebrated. Because every failure is a reminder that you are one step closer to achieving the impossible. Consistency is one of the most underrated yet powerful factors in achieving success. It's easy to get excited about a new idea or goal, but the real challenge lies in showing up every single day, even when the initial excitement fades and the path ahead becomes more difficult. Consistency is about dedication, discipline, and the willingness to keep pushing forward, no matter how small the progress might seem. When I started my career, there were moments when I doubted myself. I faced rejections, criticism, and setbacks that made me question whether I was truly cut out for the industry. But through it all, I realized that success isn't about the big moments or the overnight achievements. It's about the small, consistent efforts that accumulate over time. Whether it's practicing my craft, learning new skills, or staying disciplined in my fitness routine, consistency has been my secret weapon. It's easy to get discouraged when you don't see immediate results. We live in an age of instant gratification where we expect things to happen quickly. But the reality is that lasting success requires time, and the results don't always come right away. Consistency means showing up even when things aren't going as planned, even when you don't feel like it, even when the world around you seems to be moving at a faster pace. It's those moments of persistence that build the foundation for real, long-term success. Take my experience in Hollywood, for example. Moving from Bollywood to the international stage wasn't easy. There were challenges at every turn, and I wasn't immediately embraced by the industry. But instead of giving up or turning back to what was familiar, I continued to show up, work hard, and prove myself. Every audition, every role, every moment of hard work contributed to building my career. I learned that it's not about being perfect every time. It's about continuing to take one step forward, even when the path feels uncertain. The power of consistency lies in its ability to compound. The more you show up, the more you improve, and the closer you get to your goal. It's like planting a seed and nurturing it every day, knowing that one day it will grow into something incredible. Success doesn't come from talent alone. It's the consistent effort, the quiet persistence that turns dreams into reality. So remember, keep showing up, keep working, and trust the process. The results will follow. Using your platform to empower others is one of the most impactful ways to make a lasting difference in the world. When you reach a certain level of success, whether in your career or personal life, it's easy to think about how to protect and maintain that success. But true fulfillment comes when you use your position to uplift others, to amplify voices that are often overlooked, and to create opportunities where there were none. For me, the power of using my platform has always been deeply intertwined with my values. I never wanted to be just an actor or a public figure for the sake of fame. I wanted to make sure that my success also had a purpose, that it served something greater than just my personal achievements. From the very beginning, I understood that my voice could reach people in a way that others couldn't, and I made a conscious decision to use it to speak for causes that matter to me. As a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador, I've had the privilege of working on initiatives that aim to improve the lives of children, particularly in underprivileged communities. Children are the future, and if we want to create a better world, we must invest in them today. I've used my platform to raise awareness on issues like child education, gender equality, and child trafficking, issues that need constant attention and action. The privilege of being heard by millions means that I have a responsibility to ensure I'm lifting others up with me. Empowerment doesn't just come from financial resources or big donations. It also comes from sharing knowledge, encouraging others, and standing up for what's right. One of the most fulfilling things I've done is help other women, particularly in industries where they've been historically underrepresented. I want to show young girls everywhere that they have the power to write their own stories. I want them to see someone who looks like them, someone who faced the same challenges, and know that they too can achieve greatness. Using your platform to empower others is not about trying to be a hero. It's about recognizing that we are all connected, and our success can serve as a ladder to pull others up with us. It's about taking the attention you've earned and redirecting it to the causes that need it the most. When you elevate others, you not only change their lives, but you change the world around you. It's a responsibility we all share, and one that has the potential to leave a legacy of kindness, strength, and opportunity for generations to come. Never stop evolving. This idea has been the cornerstone of my personal and professional journey. The moment you stop evolving, you stop growing, and growth is essential to achieving anything meaningful in life. Change is inevitable, and if you want to succeed, you must be open to it, embrace it, and most importantly, adapt to it. Throughout my career, I've never been content with staying in one place, even when I achieved success in one field. I didn't want to be known only as a Bollywood actress, even though I had immense love and respect for the Indian film industry. I wanted to challenge myself further, to explore new avenues, and to reinvent myself. That's what led me to Hollywood, to television, to music, and to many other ventures. Each step forward was a choice to evolve, to push myself outside my comfort zone, and to embrace new opportunities that would force me to learn and grow. There's a tendency to cling to the familiar, to what's comfortable, because it feels safe. But safety is often the enemy of progress. When I moved from Bollywood to Hollywood, it was a huge leap. I didn't know if I would fit in, if I would succeed, or if I could carve a space for myself in an industry that was so different. But I chose to evolve. I chose to let go of the fear of failure and to embrace the possibility of growth. I believed that the challenge itself would make me a better actor, a more versatile artist, and a stronger person. Evolving doesn't just mean changing your profession or your career. It also means evolving in how you think, how you perceive the world, and how you approach challenges. Every phase of my life has taught me new lessons, and I've always tried to take those lessons with me as I move forward. If you are rigid, if you refuse to adapt, you limit your potential. Evolving means being open to learning, unlearning, and relearning. It means shedding old habits, embracing new ones, and constantly striving to be the best version of yourself. In the end, evolution is about progress, not perfection. It's about continuously moving forward, not because you have to, but because you want to. You evolve because you believe that the best version of yourself is yet to come. So never stop evolving. Keep growing, keep learning, and never settle for anything less than your full potential.